Time now for another edition of Meet the Cardinals, the opportunity we have to talk to the Cardinal players to find out a little bit more both on and off the court. And joining us from Bellevue, Washington, Iain McLaughlin. How you doing, man?
I'm great, Richard. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. All right, let's talk a little bit about your game. You're averaging just under 10 points and 6 rebounds. You did start the last ball game, but you've been traditionally coming off the bench. How's that been? Is that something new for you coming off the bench? Because a lot of these guys were starters in high school, and then when they get to the next level, they may start, some may. Has it been a problem, or how's the transition gone?
Well, I've started the past 2 years. So as far as coming into this year, not really knowing what the role they wanted me to play, that was kind of different, and it's something I just had to adjust to. But as I've got more comfortable with being kind of like the sixth man, as you see, I've settled into understanding what they've asked me to do, and now kind of starting and not starting hasn't been a problem for me, at least mentally.
Yeah, I want to get back to that in just a second, but how did you end up at NIC? Was it through AAU? You knew George? Did you know somebody? Being from the west side, we've had quite a few people come here from Seattle area. How did you find out about NIC, and how'd that all go down?
So a local guy in Seattle, Alvin Snow, really, really big in the basketball community. He actually grew up with George, and I trained with him throughout the summer. He was actually one of my high school coaches for 1 year. He knew George really well, and he set me up here after I decommitted from Hawaii Hilo. So just that connection with Alvin Snow, he set me up here, gave me everything. So
we're kind of liking it. I know you've probably heard both Coach Simmons and even myself talk a little bit about how your game kind of resembles one of the big stars that the Cardinals had a couple years ago was Trey Burch Manning. Have you heard that at all? I mean, have you heard that comparison?
Yeah, I've heard that name all too many times.
Do you know anything about Trey?
I've never met Trey. Whenever we watch film, he'll compare me to him, or if he talks about anything in past years in reference to me, it's always Trey Burch Manning. Never met him, but yeah.
Let me say that's a huge compliment, because the guy's motor goes 100 miles per hour, and he does the dirty things, and that's not being a negative, the dirty things like the tough rebounding inside. Is that something that you like to do too? Because you've been very efficient at it.
Yeah, it's something I've kind of developed a like for. It's just one of the ways I can get on the floor outside of scoring. So I've gotten a taste for it this year. Definitely is something that I've learned to like.
Yeah. And something else that I know a lot of guys get after you, and I know I do too, but something that you've really developed here in the last, 5 or 6 games, and that's the three-point shot. Everybody goes, God, he's got a funny jump shot, but it goes in. You heard that before, man?
Yeah, I've heard it, but I mean,
Lonzo Ball from North Idaho. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's prettier than Lonzo's, but it goes in, so
that's all that mattered, isn't it?
Right.
Let me check your C here. Iain McLaughlin, you're 10th in the conference in shooting percentage of 56%, 52% from beyond the arc. I'll take that any day.
Yep, I will too.
All right. Off the field stuff. What does Iain McLaughlin like to do? Now, I'm hearing dancing, and I got to ask you about that. What's going on with that? Is that just guys getting under you a little bit?
Yeah, Richard. Don't listen to them. I like to listen to music. Just kick it with the guys at the apartments. Just get food, stuff like that. I'm not really a video game guy. If anything, I'm just watching Netflix or in the gym or something like that.
All right. You got a favorite? I like to binge on Netflix too. What are you binging if you're watching Netflix?
I'm watching Breaking Bad for the second time right now.
I have never watched it, and I want to start. I mean, everybody talks about that.
Yeah, no, that's something you like for sure. I can see it. Yeah. You kind of look like the dude.
All right, which guy in Breaking Bad am I now?
You're Walter White, Heisenberg. You're Heisenberg. For the ones that know, Heisenberg.
I'm going to have to watch it now, that's for sure. All right, sport that outside of basketball that you think it might be kind of fun or you might be good at?
Definitely football. I think there's a lot less that goes into football. Not to downplay any football players, but I think that would be fun to play. Just a lot less running and more games, just easier to play.
All right, any hobbies outside of basketball?
I'm really into music, just finding new music.
Who's your go-to guy on your mixtape for warming up?
Jeez, I always end the playlist with Lil Uzi. That's, at least recently, I've just been ending with Lil Uzi. So yeah.
All right, we go to Cali. There's an In-N-Out burger on one side. There's a Chick-fil-A on the other. Which one you going to?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. I'm guessing steak over chicken or chicken over the steak then?
Chicken over the steak.
All right.
Yeah.
LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
Ooh, quickly answer. I like that. Kobe. All right. Superhero.
Batman. Oh my God, Batman! Come on.
I like this guy because of the car or the motorcycle. That motorcycle is.
The motorcycle's filthy.
That is filthy. All right. Food that you wish we could eat on the road, but there's not that type of restaurant around.
I mean, probably Chinese food.
Chinese, okay.
Yeah, like just something that's not quick enough to just.
Yeah.
Not Panda Express, but like you know what I mean.
Okay. After basketball, what lies ahead? What do you want to be? A doctor, a world famous broadcaster?
Well, I want to own my own business. I don't know what yet, but I want to do my own thing.
What do you think you'd be good at? Working with people or working with
Definitely.
cars or what?
No, not cars. Probably working with people. I feel like I'm good with people. Or like maybe some like when I think about it, maybe clothing.
Clothing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm into fashion and stuff
Okay.
like that. So.
And what's the deal with the left pant leg tucked up in your basketball shorts? What's the deal with that, man? Okay. Now, if it's bad, don't tell me. Or
It's
is it
not.
just,
It's not.
What's up with that?
You know, I was at a prep school last year in Ohio, and me and two of my best friends, shout out Green Tea Gang, we tuck our pant leg in before each game, and it just became a thing that stuck. Like now, me and my best friend.
I see other
my two
people
best
do it too. I'm just curious.
Yeah, they're not part of the gang.
Oh yeah, well, they're just cutting in on your deal, right?
They're just hopping on the trend, so it's whatever.
All right. Shout out time. Who do you want to give a shout out to?
Jeez, shout out my family. Shout out Alvin Snow. Shout out all the homies from Ohio. Shout out everybody from Seattle.
Hey, man, it's a short program now. You can't.
All right, I got to get everybody in there, though.
All right. Another edition of Meet the Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen. That is Iain McLaughlin.